This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Deborah Rodriguez in New York. While former President Trump was at his home here in New York, FBI agents were raiding his Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, searching for classified White House documents. Correspondent Catherine Herridge says it's an
Former prosecutor Harry Litman told CBS News securing a search warrant in a case like this would require a high standard of evidence.
Have we ever been here before with a former president?
This kind of high stakes, high level service of a search warrant by the FBI, I think that's unprecedented.
Mr. Trump's son Eric tells Fox agents broke into his father's safe but found nothing. Republican Senator Tim Scott tells CBS Mornings.
There's been lots of questions before this raid about whether or not the FBI is doing their job apolitical.
Security's tightened up in Albuquerque as they continue to search for a suspect in the murders of 4 Muslim men. Correspondent Omar Villafranca is there.
In response to the killings, police have increased patrols around Islamic centers and mosques. They've also set up an anonymous tip line, and the reward is ours.
In Mississippi,
He got on handcuffs.
State Highway Patrol investigating after video surfaced showing a white police officer putting a handcuffed black man into a chokehold, wrestling him to the ground and possibly using a knee to pin him down. The officer pointed his gun at Eugene Lewis' 2 brothers who were filming it all. They say Eugene was arrested for having an expired license. Times are getting tougher in the digital coupon business. Here's CBS's Jim Krasula.
Groupon is laying off 500 workers, nearly 15% of its global workforce. The Chicago-based online marketplace is seeking to cut costs amid falling revenues. Groupon saw a 42% decline in revenue and a $90 million loss during the second quarter.
The U.S. sending another $1 billion worth of equipment to Ukraine amid new Russian attacks in the south and east. Correspondent Charlie D'Agata is in the frontline city of Nikolaev.
We spoke with Major General Dmytro Marchenko in the rubble of the regional government headquarters. No one here needs reminding that Russia still holds the upper hand in heavy weapons. The general told us that for every 100 shells the Russians fire at the city, his forces can respond with only 10.
In South Korea, the heaviest rain in decades has swamped Seoul, turning streets into car-clogged rivers, sending torrents of water cascading into subway stations. At least 8 people have been killed, some of them drowned in their homes. S&P futures down 10. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
At Consumers Energy, we're harnessing the power of the sun to create a cleaner energy future for Michigan. By 2040, solar energy will provide most of the electricity we deliver to our customers. That's good for the planet and your pocketbook. But we can't get there without your help. We're searching for large parcels of land in Michigan to build solar power plants. If you have a site for us to consider, visit consumersenergy.com/MISolar to learn more.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you. Done. With 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Some skies and 62 degrees at 9:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. Gratiot County is implementing new technology to aid first responders during 911 calls. The software program, called Prepared Live, will allow callers to live stream video to the Gratiot Authority. It will also allow callers to send multimedia and give central dispatch GPS coordinates from mobile callers in real time. Central dispatch officials say the technology will help emergency personnel respond to situations more effectively. Gratiot County is one of only 100 public safety agencies around the country to receive the program at this time. Officials say the live stream program is voluntary and does not give authorities access to a caller's phone. Congressman Dan Kildee is in Saginaw today to highlight a new plan for federal funding for economic development of the Saginaw Riverfront. It's one of 8 community projects slated for mid-Michigan. They will go toward infrastructure investments to prepare the riverfront for development. Saginaw City Manager Tim Morales says it will have a major impact in the community. Saginaw Valley State University is hosting area students for a STEM training event Tuesday and Wednesday. The Chief Science Officer Leadership Training Institute is designed to help include students as leaders in STEM education. This year, 87 students from 30 Great Lakes Bay Region schools will participate. At the conclusion of the training, students will present STEM demonstrations during an open house on SVSU's campus Gilbertson Hall from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. Wednesday. WSM 907.
You have a family doctor. Do you have a family plumber? When you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling problem happen in your home or business, you need to be able to call a professional that you can rely on and trust to make the repair or equipment replacement. Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has been the professional homeowners and businesses trust for 65 years. Whether you're looking for an emergency water heater replacement or planning a new heating system installation, you can trust Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning to provide quality service and installation. Reamer has the equipment to fit every budget, experienced estimators, and state licensed technicians to install. To do the job right, call Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Visit them on the web at reamerplumbing.com.
Any way you spell it, Reamer means quality.
WSGW News Time 9:08. The weather forecast is next. A man accused of killing 4 people in Sumter Township in 2020 was found dead in his Wayne County jail cell over the weekend. Raymond Bailey was awaiting trial after a court delay this summer. He was charged in the murders of sisters Laura and Sarah Tanner and their cousins, brothers Forrest and Neil Sampson. The victims were found dead at a home. Bailey took off after the murders, eventually police in Bay City. It's not clear how Bailey died in his jail cell. Are we headed into a recession? Brian Long, Director of Supply Management Research at Grand Valley's Seidman College of Business, says if it happens, Michigan should fare better than the rest of the country.
No recession in recent memories had an equal impact on all firms and industries, so even if we do slide into a recession, Michigan is apt to fare better than the rest of the nation because of the huge backlog demand for new cars.
Long cautions against putting too much weight on the nation's group determining the start of a recession. He says while economists once used 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP reports as a signal of a start of recession, thinking has evolved in recent decades to include other factors such as income, employment, unemployment, industrial production, capital investment, and consumer spending. Childhood vaccination rates have become low. Health experts warn that diseases that were once eradicated, like polio, may come back if children don't stay up to date on their immunizations. A case of polio was confirmed in an unvaccinated adult in New York. Health experts say hundreds more people may be infected. In addition, whooping cough, or pertussis, is a highly contagious respiratory tract infection that can also be prevented through vaccination. When you see news happening, call WSGW Newsroom at 752-0790. It's 910. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Cloudiness in the area early today, sunshine for this afternoon. Highs will top out near 77 degrees. Winds north-northeasterly 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies, light winds. 7. Wednesday, sunny. Highs warm into the middle 80s. Winds west 5 to 10. Wednesday night, mostly clear. Lows fall back to 62. Winds north-northwest 5 to 10. And then Thursday, lots more sunshine and highs reach 78. This is meteorologist Phil Jensko with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now it's 64.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.9 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you, and welcome. Welcome to our Tuesday edition of the Art Lewis Show. You're on WSGW. Lots of time for open phones later on. And we'll look at Rocket Grab Plus on Focus after the 11 o'clock news this morning. But we're going to start out this hour talking to State Senator Ken Horn and see what's happening in the state of Michigan. And we say good morning to Senator Horn. Ken, good morning.
Good morning, Arthur, and congratulations to you.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
I understand they gave you the day off tomorrow.
Yeah, that's it's the big reward. I get the day off tomorrow. Oh, it's funny, Ken, because I was thinking about this before you got on the line here. You're in your last term as senator, and you said you're not going to run again for anything. I was kind of hoping you'd run for governor, but that didn't happen. And I think Veronica probably would have strangled you if you did. So I just kind of
ready like you. Are you already kidding me?
Well, there's a number of things to chat about this morning, and we could start out with the thing that you're most involved in and always have been, and that's trying to get business into the state of Michigan. How are we doing? Are we in better shape now and a better position to attract the industry than we were, say, 5-10 years ago?
We are. And we did talk about this a little bit. When Ford Motor Company made its big announcement in Tennessee, its big $12 billion build, its $1 billion payroll in another state, Michigan jumped into action. So we worked, the legislature and the governor together, to put together the Strategic Outreach Attraction Reserve Fund. It was a $1 billion fund that allowed us to invest in homegrown companies like General Motors and Ford more recently, to add thousands of jobs and billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars. But more importantly, these are investments that are directed into car building of the future. And in the investments that we're going to be making beyond this are going to be more than just car making too. And the $100 million we spent on an innovation center down in Detroit with the private investments, the additional somewhere between $400 and $600 billion that's going to be invested into the innovation center in Detroit will make Detroit look very similar to Cambridge, Massachusetts, and their innovation center. So
lost you, Ken. Lost him. Did we lose me? Okay. I don't know what happened there. I heard a glitch and then it went bye-bye. Let me try something here. All right, let's see if that's any better. Ken, are you there? All right, I'll tell you what. I'll take a break and hopefully we'll get Ken back on the phone and see what happened. We will be back. Let me talk to you about my friends at Thalen Chrysler and the Thalen Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bay City. If Thinking of buying a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram truck, you owe it to yourself to go online to thinkthalin.com. And online, you can complete about 80% of the purchase of your new vehicle online. All you have to do is come in, sign the paperwork, pick up the vehicle. And Thalen has new vehicles arriving all the time, so try and find one for you and get your name on it. And don't forget, if you're looking to move up to a newer pre-owned car or truck, the Thalen Auto Group on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City has pre-owned and inspected vehicles from all of the Thalen dealerships in one place, offering you one of the largest inventories in the Great Lakes Bay region. Sit down with the Thalen representative, strike your best deal, and drive it away today. Thalen, the family that's been serving your automotive needs for 45 years. Stop today or visit them online at thinkthalin.com. All right. I think we're back. Guys, are we back? Tell me if we're back. Vocally.
You're back.
Oh, good. What happened? Do we know? All right. Apparently, it was at the studio end, and hopefully Senator Horn is still with us. You still there, Ken?
It's some kind of conspiracy. I'm certain. The power of your voice. You have a lot of jealous colleagues out there who want to see you get this award.
Is that what it is? Thank you very much. Sounds like American politics today.
True.
Right. So we were talking about business development in Michigan, and has the creation of that fund paid off already? Can we see results from it?
Yes, it has, and we're. Of course, after the General Motors and Ford Motor Company had a couple $100 million build, and we have a queue line of investors wanting to, including those that are right here in Michigan that want to invest in Michigan now. So the eyes of the world are on Michigan. So from the business end, from the industry end, it's large and small. We have jobs that are going to be of the future that are going to be opening up in Michigan.
The potential is great, obviously, but we're competing with a lot of states that practically give it away. How far is Michigan willing to go?
Well, yeah, I've got a bill, a three-part bill that would actually turn the SOAR fund that I described into a revolving fund that would take those investments that we're making at GM and Ford and other places in the future, and on those sites, very specific, where we never had jobs before, or we never had investments before, is to collect the income in both corporate and personal, and reinvest them into economic development. So we take this one-time funding that we have, and we just revolve it, we rotate it, and so that we have development in the future. No other state has this. It's very unique. I woke up at 3:30 in the morning and started calling people, and they reminded me what time it was. Right away. But we are working on a number of very big things, and so I think we have the opportunity. I also have what we refer to as a capital outlay bill. It's going to be over $400 million. We're going to be investing. We just spent $28 million on Saginaw Valley State University, for example, to redo Brown Hall and all of the work that Saginaw Valley University is doing in engineering and STEM education and training our workforce of the future. We are making investments all over the state of Michigan. So I'll be taking testimony on that capital outlay bill, and then the investments that we're making in the arts and culture. I added it was in my committee. We're up to $12 million a year in the Michigan Council of Arts Fund. We were down to $10 million. I bumped it up $1 million a year each of years to try to recover the arts and cultural communities that surround us. So a lot of good things are happening, but the investments we make in K through 12 education, I was just with Saginaw County superintendents. They were a little disappointed about the special education millage, which would have been an offset to costs in our local schools, but they really were excited about some of the things that were happening in the school aid fund.
Yeah, the fund to bring business into the state, was that part of ARPA money, or was that right out of the state budget?
That was part of ARPA dollars. And for distress, because we were distressed and we were losing population, and
right.
we were trying to cover that. That was federal dollars that we used to plunk into the $1 billion to plunk into the SOAR fund. That was Senate Bill 85. That was my bill, and I had previously written that, and we just changed it, substituted it to include this money here.
So let's talk about the budget for a minute. We actually have one, don't we?
We do. And, then I'm used to. I worked, when I first came in, Art, you remember, we were $860 million in the hole. I remember that precisely. And Governor Granholm wanted to add 2 cents to the sales tax just to pay for the debt. And so I wrote a plan to cut everything by 2%. And you remember the article in the Saginaw News, it was 2 penny Kenny versus 2 penny Jenny. And we both had competing plans to balance the budget. When a tough time, and we were bleeding manufacturing jobs back then, and we did a lot of things to help just save Michigan manufacturing. And so here we are today, and after Governor Snyder came in and we had to cut $1.8 billion from the budget, it was really hard times for Michigan. We went through the entire country went through a recession. We went through a near depression here in Michigan with the loss of manufacturing jobs. We lost 250,000 people between 2005 and 2000 million jobs overall, all kinds of jobs, and that is near depression. And other states were gaining, so we were losing congressional seats through redistricting. We still lost another one, even after our population leveled off. So Michigan I am very hopeful for Michigan's future as I exit the stage on the political side of this. But I do think that it's still going to take a lot of work, and I have a very short amount of time with my colleagues, and so the work that I need to do is very big, and it just needs to move now rapidly.
So let me jump up here and move this item up a little bit, since you've mentioned the fact you're a short timer in effect. What's Ken Horn's future? Any political goals or desire? Or are you walking away from politics?
I'm walking away from politics. I had a reporter call me up and said I was on a short list for lieutenant governor, and I respectfully declined. I haven't been approached. My name just pops up, and I said no. That was just some so-called friends at a cigar caucus one night, mentioning it.
Let me ask though, what if Tudor Dixon came to you and said, "Ken, we really need you"? What do you say?
There's better people out there, that could do this job. In my book, LG stands for long gone. But honestly, I have so much work to do. The minute I would accept or announce, and it has to be done this month for the state convention, all the work that I do would just come to a complete screeching halt, and I can't afford to let Michigan go through that. But the name that keeps coming to the top, and Veronica was the first person to mention it, was Mike Bishop, former congressman, former Senate Majority Leader. He was asked. He actually said his life is about public service. If he was asked, he hasn't been, but if he was asked, he would certainly serve. And in the constitutional role, the only real constitutional role for the laid out by the is president of the Senate, and he was already the majority leader of the Senate. So I love Mike Bishop. I think he is smart. He is good with people on both sides of the aisle. He always was. He worked with he was the majority leader when Gretchen Whitmer was the minority leader. System inside and out. So he would be a much better pick. And if I could do something for a new administration, it's still a long shot, still an uphill battle. It's not an impossible battle, but if Tudor Dixon were to win, I'd love to work, in economic development in the administration.
Let me ask about the election. The primaries first, since we had the new redistricting. Any major surprises that you saw?
Not really. I mean, surprises, but what people are going to have to get, kind of used to here in Saginaw County. I know you're, the voice of WSGW extends far beyond the Saginaw County borders, but this probably goes for most, jurisdictions. In Saginaw County alone, my Senate district was broken up into 3 Senate districts and 4 House districts. There used to be 1 Senate district and 3 House districts. So people are going to have to get used to the idea of, in Saginaw County now, of having and not one of them residing in the Saginaw. And so you're going to have to get to know them, but and they'll all be accessible. They'll, one way or another, you'll be able to talk to them, but they're just not homegrown, and this is where the population base is. The independent redistricting commission didn't do Saginaw County in the Great Lakes Bay region any favors with the way they drew the lines.
Yeah, the only surprise I think was Rod Wakeman losing, but then I looked at the district and where the district changed and who the people were in that district, and I wasn't as surprised after I did that.
Yeah, and Rodney, I was next day, at the Unity dinner. at Spencer's on 46th there, and he gave the kindest, the most hopeful, conciliatory address. He is just such a good person. Matt Bierlein will be a great representative. There's no way anybody could go wrong there. But that, I'm not sure by the time after we looked at polling that it was a big surprise, but maybe the numbers were, 2 to 8 to 1.
Yeah.
That Matt by. But it really was new for Rodney, and so it was a tough one.
So let's talk for a minute about politics today, because we've already seen it in the Kildee-Jung race and in the Whitmer-Tudor race. They're already bashing each other with sledgehammers. How bad is it going to get?
I'm afraid every election I say it can't get any worse.
Oops.
Yeah, and then it does get worse. But this one's going to be bad, I think, because of all of everything's going to be nationalized, and everything's going to be tied into the national politics and order and all of the things. And so Dan Kelly is going to be, tied at the hip with President Biden, and so is Gretchen Whitmer, but it happens every election cycle. People need to sort through that. What I say to folks is on every level, from precinct delegate right to the President of the United States, when that time comes, there are people who want to go to Lansing or go to Washington to do the right thing, to represent the people, to do great things for their community. They just want to go there and be somebody. It's our job as voters to absorb as much information as we can through the process of the election, the campaigns, and then sort through who those types of people are, and then vote for the best person.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It sounds idyllic. Unfortunately, I don't think it works that way anymore, but I wish it did.
It's going to be tough. The caucuses really rule, and so it's going to be tough. And on our side, we've got hyphenated Republicans yelling at traditional Republicans, and we have to sort through our own mess, and so it's going to be an uphill battle. And with the primary, actually, and I heard it yesterday on a podcast, for governor, one of the reasons that incumbent governors generally win, over 60 years, I think one governor has lost the first election. So it's an uphill battle, for example, for Tudor Dixon. But you come out of the primary in August, you've got a very, very short window. You come out broke, and then you with no name recognition, and you have to go from 0 to 60 in a heartbeat. And it's just really tough. It's not impossible. It's just tough. But I think we have a good candidate. She'll put on a good show, but the words are going to be flying, and they did in the past, and they will in the future.
Well, and I looked at it and I said, okay, two women going at each other. Maybe there'll be a little more civility. And that went down the drain with the first commercials I saw for both sides. It was instantaneous. Yeah. And I think we also have to recognize, though, it's not the candidates sitting down writing these commercials. There's a whole host of advertising agencies and what have you that come up with all this stuff. It's really out of their hands.
Right. Just the PACs, these independent PACs that are coming in. The governors, the Democrat governor's PAC came in with $2 million against Tudor Dixon in a Republican. And because they were afraid of her. And so they come in and they can say all kinds of stuff, right? You remember when I ran against Commissioner Bob Blaine, and it was some unknown robocall. We tried to write laws to identify this. Came in and told lies about Bob. He said he was pro-choice. He was a pro-life guy. And I wrote a letter to the editor defending my opponent. Because it's just not something we are used to around these parts, is people coming in and lying about, our neighbors.
Yeah, and you know, the reality is politicians have exempted themselves from any repercussions on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but on the other hand, too, it's a free for all. You can use the likeness or the name of any politician, and they can't sue you for it.
That's right,
because you're a public figure, right? So it's a dog eat dog world, and some of us.
Well, you know, the best information I ever got about robocalls came from your wife, because I asked Veronica one time, why do all these robocalls that I hang up on them? I don't know if most people do. And she said, well, they're cheap and you get about a 2% response. Well, if you put out 100,000 robocalls and 2,000 people respond, I guess you've done something.
Yeah, and the thing is that, but they can be annoying.
Yes.
We stopped doing robocalls after the first election when the robocall company started making mistakes, right? And then they kept repeating. And I had one gal call, she just called me up. She says, "Ken, stop. I had 14 calls from you." And they were positive calls, but they were, you said, "Okay, I'm not doing these." I do robocalls, Art, when I do office hours. I'll do robocalls in 2 or 3 townships around,
Yeah, but they're targeted with a purpose.
Right. And so people can pick up the phone or not pick up the phone, and they know where I'm going to be. It's kind of one of my ways to communicate. It is a cheap way.
Can you hang on? Can you hang on? We'll do another segment. I got to take a break, and we'll be back. We're talking to State Senator Ken Horn. More ahead.
Looking for a new place to call home? The Springs of Frankenmuth is a Wellspring community focused on age-friendly home design, supportive technology, services, and home affordability. The Spring is part of your active senior lifestyle, so you can forge new friendships and nurture old ones too. To live each day on purpose, with purpose. Visit lifeatthesprings.com. New homes are going fast, so reserve yours today.
Baseball, basketball, soccer, tennis. No matter what your game is, defense matters. Same thing goes for COVID-19. Help protect yourself with a booster shot, now recommended for people 5 years and older. Schedule an appointment as soon as you are eligible following the series. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
We just got information this morning showing a big rise in unit labor costs in the second quarter, 10.8% versus the expectation of 9.5%. While there was a slump in productivity, 4.6%, on higher costs combined with less output. Ralph Lauren shares jumping in the pre-market after beating fiscal first quarter earnings estimates. The premium apparel, accessories, and fragrances company beat current quarter outlook. Net income, though, fell to $123.4 million from $164.7 million in the same period a year ago. Micron joins a list of computer chip makers planning new U.S. plants. The semiconductor giant says it'll spend $40 billion on new chip manufacturing facilities in the U.S. through the end of the decade. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
It's one of the top 5K events in America today, held on the last Sunday in September, the Tunnel to Towers 5K Run and Walk New York City event. That's about 80 other runs, walks, and climbs across our nation. Proceeds from events, including dozens of golf outings and barbecues, support the Foundation's programs. Register for an event in your area, volunteer to start one, and join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good and never forget. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org.
This is a test. WSGW is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. This is a test of the emergency alert system on WSGW. Equipment that can quickly warn you during emergencies is being tested. WSGW serves Saginaw, Bay, and Midland counties, along with the surrounding area. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system on WSGW.
Fly ball, left field, deep, got it. Jonathan Scope got that nothing ball, drilled it to left field for his 8th home run of the year.
The Tigers play 6:50 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show for this Tuesday. And it's the 9th of August, talking to State Senator Ken Horn in his last term. So, Ken, as you look back at your career, starting out in local politics and going through the legislature and Senate, what are you proudest of?
I think hiring the people I did. Surrounding yourself with good people is, whether it's all about life, whether it's in business or politics or, just life in general, friends. I hire good people and we help people. The work that we did when people call up and they have an issue with, veterans affairs or some kind of issue with unemployment, and our staff, they are spot on. People get calls back. I hired some, Jamie DeShane, my chief of staff, and then you've met her, and then she hires the team, and we have the best team in Lansing, and I can say that proudly because other people do. I can drive down Art to Detroit, sit at the Mad Cap or Mad Cat Cafe or whatever kids are calling it these days, and watch the cranes working on the tallest building that's going to be built in the city of Detroit. It'll be finished in 2024. The new Hudson Tower that was built on a piece of legislation. The Reconnect program that takes 25-year-olds that have a high school diploma, but no college, no certificate, no post-secondary, anything. Ben Frederick and I worked day and night to write that legislation to get it done. So there's certain legislation that I'm rather proud of, but I just think the time down there, working with colleagues, trying to bring decorum and civility to the floor of the Senate, I think is things are the most.
How about regrets?
None really. I mean, I remember in the House days, I had one vote that it was the first month in office, and I had the minority leader because we had just lost the majority back in 2006, and so 2007 when I came in, and there was a piece of legislation, that was FDA immunity issue, and he said, "Ken, you're gonna vote with the Democrats on this one." And I said, "Well, it's not. I don't feel good about this." He put his arm around my shoulder and he pointed up the gallery and he said, "See that woman up there? She's going to be on every lip piece. You're going to cost $100,000 in the next election." And so I voted the way he said, and I just tossed and turned, Art, because it just wasn't who I was.
Yeah. And
so I voted with the caucus on that one, voted at their direction, and then I came in the next day, Tuesday, after a sleepless weekend, and I just said to them, "Don't you ever do that to me again." And they never did. I had a chance to correct that vote, but that was there were really no regrets. We just my staff and Veronica won't let me make really big mistakes. If I write letters, I write an angry letter to op-ed column or something. I'm forced to use the 24-hour rule. And in the morning they go, "You feel better?" I go, "Yeah."
Why I love your wife. She has kept you in check. So Ken, just the last question here. As you look ahead at the election this year, and the redistricting took place in the state of Michigan. Do you see the legislature changing hands? Do you see the governor's seat changing hands?
Yeah, it's a long shot on the governor's seat, but there's a shot. I think the House and Senate will stay Republican. It'll and with, generally speaking, with the seats being nationalized, elections being nationalized, with the administration in Washington, the president being in such bad shape politically, polling wise, the red wave is going to, no matter what, with this redistricting, is going to carry the day. Here locally, there may be a couple of surprises, but overall, some of the margins may narrow, but majorities will stand.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure much will change, but it will. Candidates on both sides of the aisle that will work very, very hard.
Well, Ken, listen, we've had the pleasure of chatting to each other many, many times over your career, in good times and bad. I remember when I was with the CVB, and you and I had a pretty good confrontation for a while over a piece of printed material. But in looking back, you are a politician who I have always been fond of, always respected for the way you treat not only me, but your constituents and your fellow colleagues. And you're going to be missed in the legislature. And this is where I think term limits fail us. But I just want you to know that I've appreciated our time. Hopefully we'll get to do it again before the election. But I wanted to make sure I said that just in case.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's been great working with you too. We'll have a couple conversations, I'm sure, before I'm fully done, in the next several months, and we'll have a chance to talk. And I'll be involved probably in the private sector with, trying to grow our community in some fashion. With my new book out,
That's right. Tell me about that book.
Well, Letters to Heaven was a book that I wrote. About my granddaughter Zelly. You remember?
Yes.
You reported on it. It'll be 5 years ago in September that Zelly was drowned in our backyard pool. I was speaking at the NAACP Freedom Dinner on a Sunday night, which I never accept invitations to leave the house after a certain time on Sunday. This is family time, barbecues and neighbors, come over and friends, and so that's just, I accepted an invitation. I don't know. I was gone. Veronica and I got the call right after I was done with my little speaking part, and so we rushed home to see emergency vehicles all around our corner lot, just lights flashing and spotlights being put up on the front lawn, a sight that no parent or grandparent should ever witness. But I ended up, on the day that Zelly was born, I wrote her a letter. And I wrote her letters throughout her short life. And then when she died, I just kept writing letters to her in heaven. And people, collection of letters, and it took me some time to build up the courage to get into it. And so when I did, I started explaining what I was feeling and what her family was going through when those letters were written, and it turned into a book. And so at the beginning of August, the first published books started hitting the mailboxes.
Well, I remember that well, and I remember the outpouring of sympathy for you and Veronica and the family. It's a book I'll have to read, and at the same time, dread reading it. That's one of those. I don't want to do this. Oh, I do want to do this. And it's heartwarming to know that you can sit down and do that. Ken, yeah, good. I'll tell you. Let me do something, Ken. Let me do something. We might as well finish the hour. Let me take a break here, and then I'll come back. All right?
Okay.
Hang on. We'll be right back. Talking to State Senator Ken Horn.
The kids are heading back to school, and your child's eye care is a vital part of performing well in the classroom. So getting a head start at the beginning of the year is very important. At Associates in Eye Care, they are not just giving your child glasses. They examine the entire visual and ocular system to detect, treat, and prevent visual disorders and ocular diseases. To make an appointment with Dr. Cox, Dr. Kazmarek, or Dr. Engel at their Saginaw or Hemlock locations, call 792-8686. Associates in Eye Care, caring for our patients as we would want to be treated.
The Tribute to Summer concert series takes center stage at Saginaw Eagles Landing. See Back in Black, DC on August 11th. Then Terry Lee Goffey performs the world's greatest Johnny Cash experience on August 25th. All shows are outside in the parking lot on the south side of Worth Road and include $10 free play for adults. Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit saginaw-eagleslanding.com for complete rules and details.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it's letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681.
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible sale prices from General Steel. That's right. Start saving money every month on renting space from others. Just call 877-25-STEEL to see how General Steel can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed for your needs and save you a ton of money. Call 877-25-STEEL.
Take it from a successful entrepreneur. If you need to expand or start a new business, you need General Steel.
Great team in the and I went with General Steel.
Call 877-25-STEEL now, and you can get any of our popular quick construction structures, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building fast and easy. Call 877-25-STEEL. That's 877-257-8335. 877-25-STEEL.
Hey, I'm Andy, and every morning I wake up thinking about shaving. When I started Harry's almost a decade ago, the shaving industry was a mess. Flashy, overpriced razors as far as the eye could see. I just wanted a great shave at a fair price. Too much to ask? I didn't think so, and that's why I started Harry's. 10 years and 20 million Harry's customers later, we're still obsessed with giving you a quality shave experience. Sharper blades, a better lubricating strip, and making our handle grippy in all the right places. All upgrades based on your feedback. And it all comes at a great price. Seriously, as low as $2 per cartridge. These days, my mornings are a little morning, girls, but I still wake up thinking about shaving. Our starter set has everything you need for a close, comfortable shave. 5-blade German-engineered razor, weighted handle, and shave gel. Get yours now for just $3 with free shipping, backed by our quality guarantee. Just go to harrys.com now and enter code TOPDOG at checkout. That's harrys.com, code TOPDOG.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, Joe Biden says he can control the weather. That guy can't even control his crackhead son.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
And we are back chatting with Senator Ken Horn in these final few minutes that we have. So, Ken, we just to go back to the book, and how did you and your wife get past the loss of your granddaughter, or have you?
You know, the pain never goes away, and and I talk about it in the book, is that, the funny thing is, you never really want it to, because that means forgetting. And it took me a while. The year of first is really hard. The first Christmas, first Easter, all of those things. And when I talk about the raw pain and, in the letters, and people get to see that, they get to see it in real time, right? Through the letters. But the book is subtitled "The Story of a Grandfather's Love, Loss, and Rediscovered Faith." So I broke it down into 3 sections. So the biography in the beginning, the grandfather's love, talks about, our relationship, family, and even including our pets, because they all make the letters. And then the loss section is the shortest, thankfully, because it was the hardest to write. But the letters are, I think, in the end, are very hopeful, and I have a little bit of a surprise ending part, when it gets done. But people that have read these letters and have already read the book talk about it being helpful and hopeful.
Yeah,
that heaven is real; it's really real, and I make the case for it, and so it's not just a hard read. It's there's a message there involved too.
Well, listen, my friend, thank you for spending this time with us this morning and sharing your innermost thoughts. I'm assuming one of the things I will not see down the road is another Dead Creek Saloon, correct?
Yeah.
I just thought I'd ask,
Yeah.
Ken, give my love to Veronica, and we'll talk to you, my friend. I've got to run.
Thanks, Arthur. We'll talk to you again.
All righty. Bye-bye now. State Senator Ken Horn, we thank him for his time this morning.
The Whatever Loan at Members First Credit Union just got better. It's now being offered all year long. This means you can get a whatever loan whenever. Now available year-round. The Whatever Loan at Members First Credit Union gives you money when you need it most. Use it on unplanned expenses, or whatever else life throws your way. Apply online at mfcu.net or stop into your local branch. Get back on your feet with the Whatever Loan from Members First Credit Union. Some restrictions may apply. Federally insured by the NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Research shows listeners don't like it when ads interrupt their music. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, we made this ad optional. If you want to skip this ad, remove your left earphone. Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
If you're missing this informative ad, you must love wasting your cash.
It's the easy ends.
Now it's all been said, so if that earphone was out, put it back in your head.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
People in Michigan come from all walks of life, but they should all be able to walk safely. Drivers and pedestrians need to follow the rules of the road. Pedestrians should always cross at an intersection or crosswalk and stay alert to traffic. Drivers should always yield to pedestrians, and both should follow all posted signs and signals. Remember, it's everybody's road, everybody's rules. Sponsored by the Michigan Office of Highway Safety Planning and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
Aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. EL.com, Babbel.com.
Well, time flies when you're having fun, as they say. We'll be back next hour with a full hour of open phones. All of that is ahead on WSGW.
From the premier kitchen and bath gallery studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez in New York. There will be plenty to talk about when former President Trump hosts conservative House Republicans at his golf club in New Jersey tonight. It comes on the heels of an FBI search of his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. GOP Senator Tim Scott tells CBS Mornings his party needs answers.
It has incredible magnitude for at least my side of the aisle to say that was warranted.
Correspondent Ed O'Keefe.
Given where they were executing this search warrant, who was the target of it, we know ultimately it had to involve a judge and probably the higher ranks of the Justice Department. So at least the Deputy Attorney General, Lisa Monaco, if not the Attorney General, Merrick Garland, given the political sensitivities. This is being done with less than 100 days to go until the midterm elections.
Today's Republican primary for governor in Wisconsin features another proxy battle between former President Trump and his former vice president. Reporter Bruce Marcus is in Eagle River.
The race between former Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Clayfish and businessman Tim Michels is believed to be close. Endorsed by Donald Trump. The former president calls Clayfish a political insider. Clayfish touts the endorsement she's received from former Vice President Mike Pence.
Teachers and staff are returning to public schools in Uvalde, Texas today for the first time since 21 people were killed in a mass shooting there in May. Children are scheduled to return next month. Frustrated parents like Adam Martinez spoke at a school board meeting.
I told my son that we're going to have extra cops there, And he said, but who cares about the cops? They're not going to do anything anyway.
Schools are dealing with severe staffing shortages. 70% of 688 teachers surveyed in Texas say they're seriously considering quitting within the year over salaries and treatment by parents and lawmakers. Brian Henry is a former teacher in the Cypress Fairbanks district.
I member. So I guess I'm not surprised, but troubled.
It sure sounds like she has plans to retire. Serena Williams says she's evolving away from tennis. The 40-year-old told reporters in Toronto.
I don't know. I'm getting closer to the light. Can't wait to get to that light.
I know you're joking, but can you?
I'm not joking.
Okay, so then explain to me what the light is to you, what the light represents.
Freedom.
In an essay for Vogue, she says she and her husband are trying to have a second child. Snapchat introduced its first parental controls today. Moms and dads can now see who their teenagers are friends with and who they've communicated with in the last 7 days. Dow down 55. This is CBS News.
If you need to hire, End-to-End Hiring System helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
The Tribute to Summer concert series takes center stage at Saguenay-Incos Landing. See Back in Black rock the music of AC/DC on August 11th. Then Terry Lee Goffey performs the world's greatest Johnny Cash experience on August 25th. All shows are outside in the parking lot on the south side of Worth Road and include $10 free play for adults. Saguenay-Incos Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit Saguenay-EaglesLanding.com for complete rules and details.
Moments like watching my grandson steal second mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aroma menopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive to
you, Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
66 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Lynn Williams. A crash in Shiawassee County hospitalized 2 people yesterday. According to police, it happened about Lennon and South Durand Road when a 55-year-old Corona woman driving a Consumers Energy truck heading east on Lennon failed to stop at the intersection. Police say she struck a white Chevy Silverado heading south, driven by a 30-year-old Corona man. The Consumers Energy truck flipped on its side. The woman received minor injuries. The man was trapped inside his vehicle and had to be freed by first responders. He was taken to a local hospital with serious injuries. That crash is under investigation. Several people were injured and 2 died in a crash in Sanilac County's Forester Township Saturday. Police say that happened on M25 near Stone Road about 1:20 p.m. One of the victims cycle and died at the scene. Another male motorcyclist was taken to McLaren-Lapeer region by helicopter, where he died from his injuries. An unknown number of other people were injured and taken to multiple area hospitals. A large party in Tuscola County's Wells Township Friday night and Saturday morning led to the arrest of 3 men. Police were sent to the area east of Cairo after receiving noise complaints from area residents, though the party was already on their radar as it was promoted on the social media site TikTok as a Project X party named for a teen comedy movie. Police say the promotion 1,000 views and estimated between 500 and 1,000 attendees at the party. As police patrolled the area, they saw a vehicle with 7 people doing donuts at a gravel road intersection. Police pulled the vehicle over and arrested the men, ages 18 and 19, for carrying handguns and not having a concealed weapon permit. Police say they also investigated a sexual assault complaint and reports of damaged vehicles, but no other incidents were reported. WSGW News Time is 10:07.
This is Dan Streeter of Rescue Ministries of Mid-Michigan. During these challenging times, we're a group of friends who are helping change lives with a matching gift challenge opportunity. These special friends will match your gift made to Rescue Ministries dollar for dollar for the next 2 weeks. Your gift will help provide twice as many meals and twice the nights of shelter for hungry homeless neighbors in mid-Michigan. To make a gift, go to r3monline.org. Remember, there's no place like home unless you don't have one.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
WSGW News Time is 10:08. Following the announcement that Attorney General Dana Nessel is seeking a special prosecuting attorney to consider charges in an investigation into alleged illegal access to vote tabulation machines, Matt DePerno, the Michigan Republican likely nominee for Attorney General, is among 9 individuals cited by Dana Nessel as having engaged in an alleged gain improper access to voting machines from Barry, Misaki, and Roscommon counties from March through June of 2021. DePerno, who continues to support former President Trump's false claims about his 2020 election loss, says Nessel's actions are unethical.
She's once again weaponized her office to attack a political opponent in order to gain an advantage in the upcoming election. So this is an attempt by her to try to smear me, cast doubt on my candidacy in order to gain favorability.
DePerno says he never had any contact with any of the clerks in charge of the election. Nessel's office has petitioned the Michigan Prosecuting Attorneys Coordinating Council to appoint a special prosecutor to consider charges against those involved. Summer is over for high school athletes who play football, soccer, and volleyball, run cross country, and swim. Monday was the first day fall sports teams can begin formal practices. The Michigan High School Athletic Association is reminding coaches that the first days of formal practice in hot weather should be focused on getting players acclimated to the heat instead of conditioning for the athletes. Some schools have set up practices later in the day in hopes that it is a little cooler. When you see news happening, call the WSTW newsroom 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Partial sunshine develops here for today. We'll see high into the mid-70s, 10 miles per hour. And then for tonight, mostly clear skies with a low around 56. Wednesday, sunshine, high of 85 degrees. Then by Thursday, plenty of blue skies and sun with a high of 79. Friday, sunshine, high of 79 degrees. Then by Saturday, mostly sunny, a high of 83. Sunday, a slight chance for some rain showers here. Cloudy sky conditions, high of 79 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSTW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 65.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And a good morning. Welcome to another hour of the Art Lewis Show for this Tuesday, August 9th. And it's an open phone hour. That means whatever you'd like to chat about, give us a call, 989-752-6111. That'll put you in touch with us, and we'll get the conversation going this morning. I want to take a couple of moments here. You may have heard, because I mentioned it this morning and it's been mentioned before. I have the good fortune of being tonight inducted into the Michigan Association of Broadcasters Hall of Fame. There are far more deserving people out there. First, let's start with that. But I am honored. And one of the things that I need to do, and I will do tonight too, is to thank you, because without an audience, this goes nowhere. And it's a big circle. If you have to understand how broadcasting works, obviously, in order to pay the bills, we sell advertising, which you hear. But the only way you can sell advertising is if you have an audience to sell it to. And you have been loyal and there for us. And I cannot tell you how much I appreciate the fact that day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, all of you are out there. It has been a blessing, a true blessing. None of the reward that I'm going to get tonight or that Dave Maurer got last year, and many other tremendous broadcasters in the state of Michigan, many names you will remember, have all gotten this award because they've had an audience and they've been able to communicate with that audience. So I really just have to thank you from the bottom of my heart for you being there, for you participating in the program. And remember that, you know, nationally, the statistics show us that fewer than 1% of the listeners ever call a radio show. Most of it is time listening, not time speaking. So we really appreciate the fact that you're out there, you listen to the program. Maybe once in a while you get moved to call, which is great. But just wanted to make sure that I thanked you. I will be thanking a lot of people tonight, including all my colleagues. But I just wanted to make sure that I thanked you directly for being there for us. All right, so let us go to the phones now. Susan is in Bay City, and Susan has the awesome responsibility of starting the hour. Good morning, Susan.
I'm up to it, Art. How are you today? And congratulations.
Thank you, dear.
I wanted to start this out with the Trump Mar-a-Lago raid. And I wanted to say that they are so afraid of this man, and they have never stopped their persecution of him. You know, they've had the January 6th kangaroo court. You know, they've tried to impeach him twice. You know, Hillary Clinton had the big lie of the Russian collusion for years on end that we had to listen to. You know, people should know. Yeah, people should know that when somebody's being that bullied and that persecuted, there's a reason why they don't want him to run. They have never found anything wrong that he has done.
I'm glad you brought it up because I was going to bring it up first topic anyway. And I do believe, you know, here's the thing, Susan. I think it's political. I think they've just politicized the FBI. However, having said that,
yes,
you know, the National Archives were the ones that brought up the topic of did he withhold presidential documents that he shouldn't have withheld.
And who told the National Archives?
Well, I don't know that, and you don't know that either. You can guess, but you don't know that.
I see Nancy's handwriting all over this one.
Yeah, maybe, but you know, I see Merrick Garland's handling of it more than I do hers. But I also then have to ask, where was this big raid on Hillary Clinton when she had private servers and all of that stuff? You know, who conducted that raid? Why does it seem to be so one-sided?
It is. Everything is one-sided, and they're going after all the, you know, the left is right now gaining on us. And, you know, this another thing is all the money for the 86,000 IRS agents. And who do the American people think they're going to go after? They're not going to go after the big guys. They're going after us little people, the little business people. And, you know, I just, it scares the tar out of me because it's, you know, never has a setting president been raided and persecuted like this.
And it's so blatant, and that's the thing about it. I mean, to me, it's blatant. Now, you know, Merrick Garland said no person is above the law, and I have to tell you, I fully agree with that. If Donald Trump violated the law, then he should be held accountable. However, having said that, you have to administer that law equally. So, Mr. Attorney General, why did you not arrest all those people protesting in front of Justice Kavanaugh's home, trying to influence his decision when that's against federal law? Why didn't you prosecute them? You know, why weren't they arrested?
What about Hunter Biden?
Well, that's a whole other story. I think what's going to happen, and I'm sorry to have to say this because I really don't want to see it happen, but it's going to happen. If the House changes hands in November, and probably that's going to be the case, you are going to see the Republicans do to the Democrats exactly what they've done to the Republicans. They've already said they're going to start an investigation. McCarthy said he'll start an investigation of Merrick Garland. You know there'll be an investigation of Hunter Biden. You'll see all this come to roost. Unfortunately, that's what politics has become in Washington, and that does none of us any good.
I'm going to disagree for a minute there, because they were persecuting Trump something terrible as he was running and when he was president.
Oh, I know that, but it was politics. That's what I'm saying. It's all politics. And unfortunately, nothing gets done when that happens.
And he was president of the United States, and he didn't do any of those dirty tactics. And he got his foot in the door. He didn't pull any of those dirty tactics on them. Yeah. He didn't color outside the lines.
All right. Fair enough. Listen, I understand what you're saying, Susan, and you know it's going to be something to watch. But this raid by the FBI is I'm shaking my head. But I know the reason for it, and the reason is this. Here's the reason. In the Constitution, it prohibits someone from running for office again if they have withheld documents, not followed the rules and all of that. It's specified. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to demonstrate some way to keep Donald Trump from running for office again. Now,
And that
even if Donald Trump runs, I have to be honest with you. I'm not sure he can win. And you know, that's to be seen by the American public.
the only
But
thing I can say, and the more they come after him, the more I sink my teeth into the man and know that he's what we need.
yeah,
Because-
well, but let's be honest, the polls don't show that anymore. This
But the
January
polls lie.
6th, this January 6th hearing has had some impact, whether we want to admit it or not. It's had
Yeah,
some impact. It's had some
MAGA
impact.
people know the truth, and MAGA people, you know, August 20th.
Yeah, but the
is
mega people are shrinking. That's the problem, Susan. You got to be realistic. That's the problem. He has lost support in the Republican Party because of this, and that's going to be tough for him to get back. Hey, I got to run. Listen, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Mike in Shields, before we take a break here. Mike, good morning.
Good morning. Congratulations, Art.
Thank you.
You deserve it. Well, he's on the same subject, I guess, today. I wonder if people are really understanding that by weaponizing FBI and the not State Department,
Justice
but
Department.
Justice Department, that can affect on all of us. I mean, because then they can come after anybody.
Well, I've always been
that's-
able to do
that's a
that.
danger. Yes, they have, but they never have, and it's kind of scary the times we're living in now that people would stoop to this level of idiocracy, I guess, to do this.
Well,
stuff.
the other thing we
Yeah,
have to
there's been
remember, we have to also remember some judge signed off on this because they must have had the warrant to search.
Yeah.
Based on what the National Archives presented. So who knows?
Yeah, but the judges are not above the, pulling
Well,
stuff
you
either.
can't,
a lot of them are in people's pockets.
That's well, come on now. This,
a lot of them are, but not,
well,
not all.
yeah, the ones that don't decide the way you like it. I mean, that's not
Well,
reason. That's not realistic. You know that.
No, but I'm not saying that all of them are, but I've seen some things happen that you just wonder why. And I think the GOP itself has to get, on the ball and start defending themselves and doing stuff to and I hope you're right that when the House and the Senate that they do start looking into some of these things.
I'm not sure about the Senate, but the House for sure.
Yeah, the House, they have to because if they don't, then they're just,
Right.
All
right.
I worry about like Benghazi and all those kind of things like that just got swept under the rug.
All right. Good enough,
Okay,
Mike. Got to
again,
run.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Take care, my
Bye-bye
friend.
now. Scott, hang on. We'll get to you in just a couple of moments here. A 401k can be an important asset for many American retirements. You make contributions to your 401k every single paycheck for years and even decades. And its tax advantages and portability may enable workers to build sizable and important nest eggs for their future. But its flexibility can also be costly if you aren't aware of potential mistakes. Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a guide that will teach you how to avoid an IRS early distribution penalty and full taxation on rollovers, the little-known weapon you can use, your most mistake-proof option, and more. Request your guide today, 989-835-7203, or visit GreatLakesInvestmentAdvisors.com. This commercial shall in no way be construed as a solicitation to sell securities or advisory services of any state other than Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan.
Hey there, folks. I'm Jeremy, co-owner of Daylight Outfitters. We are a full-service archery pro shop specializing in customer service. Compound, crossbow, and tradition, we can service it all. We feature brands like Bear Archery, Trophy Ridge, Cajun Bow Fishing, Raven Crossbows, Prime Archery, Latitude Tree Saddles, and Darton, just to name a few. We offer a 20-yard indoor video range and 6 lanes of axe throwing. Check us out on social media or daylightoutfitters.com to learn more.
Time. If sleep apnea and CPAP struggles are ruining your sleep, Inspire may work for you. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to help you sleep peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Learn more at inspiresleep.com.
Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
I'm Connell McShane. This is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened higher. Investors are inflation when the Consumer Price Index for July is released on Wednesday. If not, it's likely the Federal Reserve will remain fairly aggressive in raising rates. San Francisco Fed President Mary Daly said over the weekend policymakers will absolutely raise interest rates 0.5% in September to bring down inflation. Berkshire Hathaway's operating profit rose 39% in the recent quarter. It was helped by its insurance and railroad businesses. Signify Health shares are rallying. The Wall Street Journal says CVS Health is planning to make a bid for the company, which provides home health care. And United Parcel Service plans to acquire Italy's Bomi Group, a company that distributes medical products in Europe and Latin America. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Wesley Financial Group beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-328-9696. That's 800-328-9696.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit beefy, or even with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Affordable term life insurance is out there. Call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-481-1450. 1458 or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
You have the chance to win $1,000 and $1,000 for your favorite school or charity. It's the WSGW Back to School Contest. To play, simply visit .com and click on the Back to School Contest box. You can enter up to once per day with bonus entry opportunities too. Deadline to enter is August 31st. Winner determined by random drawing. $1,000 for you and $1,000 for your favorite school or charity. The Back to School Contest at WSGW.com.
Fly ball left field deep, got a chance, gone. Jonathan Scope got that nothing ball, drilled it to left field for his 8th home run of the year.
The Tigers play 6:50 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show for this Tuesday, the 9th of August, and back to our phones. Scott is in Saginaw. Good morning, Scott.
Morning, Art. First off, you say Trump's losing support, but I think he endorsed 168 candidates, and 158 of them were elected yet.
Yep, he's still got influence. I didn't say he doesn't have influence. I just said it shrank.
Well, maybe with some of the Democrats, maybe it shrank. But I think the Republicans, anybody paying attention, is just getting very, very fed up and sickened by what we see. And furthermore, with that, you say you hope that if Republicans take over Congress, that they don't look into this. But Art, we already know through the Russian collusion that they had fraudulent warrants.
Listen, I know all that, Scott. Wait. Listen to me for a minute. If we continue down this path of he said, she said, we're going to investigate you. No, when we get power, we're going to investigate you. No, when we get power, we're going to... is that really what we send people to Washington to do? I'm not saying it shouldn't happen. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying, because I know it's going to happen, and some of it should happen. No two ways about it. But it's getting oppressive. It's getting to be, that's the major news in Washington, who's investigating who all the time.
No, what's oppressive is to get fake stories of fraudulent investigations one after another, whether it's the Russian collusion, whether it's
I
the
understand that.
Ukraine hoax. No, crimes were broken because the Democrats went behind closed doors, had secret meetings with people, brought witnesses in, leaked certain information, and got warrants and did this and that. This needs to be stopped. If we let these sick individuals continue this art, none of us will be free. They need to be stopped. Rush Limbaugh said this from the 80s. He said these people not just need to be stopped, they need to be beat. And now we're looking what they're doing. The DOJ is weaponized, the FBI is weaponized. These people need to get their crap together, root out the nasty FBI agents that are doing these nasty, nefarious things, and we need to get our country back.
All right, just a minute now. I'm gonna say one thing about this. When you say those nasty FBI agents that are doing this, I'm assuming you are talking about the upper echelon top leadership, because the people standing outside Mar-a-Lago doing their jobs are doing what they're told. They're doing what they signed up for, which was to do whatever the directors of the FBI tell them to do, and that's doing their jobs. There are thousands and thousands of them who are wonderful people protecting us every day. So I want to make sure that we clarify we are talking about those people at the levels that can make those kinds of decisions.
I don't know what level these corrupt agents may be at, Art.
Well, they're not at the street level, I'll tell you that.
All I'm saying is those people that are good agents, that are patriotic Americans, that love this country, root out those nasty bastards and turn them in.
All right,
quit letting them do this. That's what I'm saying, Art.
All right, Scott. Good enough. Appreciate it. Take care, buddy. Saginaw Bay City, 75261, everywhere, 989-752-6111. I'm so entrenched in doing the phone number that way. 989-752-6111 from anywhere. Love to chat with you today. For those of you that missed it, what the first couple of callers have been talking about is yesterday at Mar-a-Lago, which is the president's Florida home, the FBI raided the home looking for presidential documents that supposedly the president improperly withheld from the National Archives. They took 15 boxes. Whether they actually found any of those documents that they're looking for or that there were any has yet to be determined. We haven't heard. But it does raise some questions when you raid the home of a former president in a public way, in a very public way. It raises a lot of questions. It's never been done before. So, where's it going to lead? I don't know the answer to that question. I do know that one of the reasons is that the Democrats are looking for any way possible to keep Donald Trump from running for office ever again. I mean, it's like a passion of theirs. Why? Well, but I would have to assume they're afraid of him. They're afraid of the fact that he could win again. What would happen? And I don't think this has happened, and I said this the other day, but what would happen if we had a Biden-Trump face-off? What would be the result? I think with the poor showing of President Biden in terms of his ratings, not only nationally, but within his own party, the outcome could be different. And I think the Democrats realize that. And they are trying any way possible to prevent it from happening. Let's see who we have up next here. I think it's Tim in Hemlock. Tim, good morning.
Hey, congratulations on your
thank you
entry into the Hall of Fame.
Appreciate it.
I find listening to it. I just find it extremely depressing. I don't agree with anything that these callers have stated. And to a degree, I'm also upset with you too.
And why is that?
The real thing I'm upset about is it doesn't matter. We're at a point now where it doesn't matter what form of factual information is issued. But people are not going to listen to it.
Well, yeah, the problem is, how do we know it's factual? That's the problem.
Well, I
think we have to allow for social media being to blame for part of that.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot. Well, yeah, but come on, this radio station starts at noon with two guys.
Three
guys. Yeah, that's how much I listen to them. I shut them off. But the Mueller investigation in Russia, how many people did Mueller indict? And how many were Russians?
How many were the president who was the accused?
No, Mueller said in front of Congress that Trump could be live, that Trump could be indicted for.
Was he? If they had the evidence, why didn't they?
I'm not sure, but he did say that.
Well, he may have said that, but I'm asking the question. It's a fair question, isn't it?
When we come, pardon me.
It's a fair question. Yeah, it's a fair question. Why didn't they indict him if they had the evidence?
It was for obstruction of justice.
Who cares what it was for? If you have the evidence of a crime, don't you indict?
I'm not the guy I'm not in charge of that.
Well, but don't you have to answer that question?
Stone, if I could move on, because we're probably doing the same thing here. At Stone's trial, where he was found guilty on 7 counts and ordered to prison, Bannon, under oath, testified at the trial that Stone was a conduit for the campaign with WikiLeaks. And WikiLeaks was in contact with the Russians.
But that wasn't the charge. The charge was, and the impeachment charge was, the president colluded with the Russians. You're telling me about Stone. You're telling me about Bannon. You're not telling me about the president.
Stone, the lies were in reference to Stone talking with the president and having conversations about it.
So, were there any lies to the FISA court to get the investigation going that led to the impeachment? Do you think the Democrats were above board with that?
There was one attorney with the FBI who fabricated one statement.
Okay, what happened to that statement? It led to a FISA warrant, didn't it? Well,
so you're saying
I'm saying it happened. No, what I'm saying is it happens on both sides, and that's what we have to come to terms with.
Getting back to my original point, because 11 people or 12 Russians were from people total, and 11 intel agencies said the Russians interfered, and Mueller stated that the Trump campaign gladly accepted the information. That was collusion. He couldn't prove criminal conspiracy. But that was only part of the call. The rest of it is today. It's how not even believe in our justice system. They don't believe in our judges.
Yeah, well, I agree with you there. I agree with you there. I mean, the judges, for example, and I go back to this regularly, the accusations of the election fraud. 62 judges, many of them Republicans, all said no. And so I believe them. Yeah, I trust the justice system. On. Yeah, well,
I agree. And
all right.
We've got an attorney general, and we've got.
Yeah, I'm late. I got to take a break here.
It's depressing.
I got you. All right, buddy. We'll talk again. Thank you. Thanks. Bye-bye now. We'll be back with more in a moment.
Could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do. But you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with The McIntoshes make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with The McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
The economy is heading for a total disaster. The Fed must choose between a stock market and housing market crash or hyperinflation. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to diversify into physical gold today. To help you get started, my friends at Birch Gold have created a free information kit on gold IRAs. To get your free copy, just text Safeguard to 989898. There's no obligation or purchase required. Again, that's Safeguard to 989898.
Research shows listeners don't like it when ads interrupt their music. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, we made this ad optional. If you want to skip this ad, remove your left earphone. Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
If you're missing this informative ad, you must love wasting your cash.
It's the easy and smart way to save.
Now it's all been said, so if that earphone was out, put it back in your head.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your incredible sale prices from General Steel. That's right. Start saving money every month on renting space from others. Just call 877-25-STEEL to see how General Steel can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed for your needs and save you a ton of money. Call 877-25-STEEL.
Take it from a successful entrepreneur. If you need to expand or start a new business, you need General Steel.
Great team and the competitive pricing is the reason I went with General Steel.
Call 877-25-STEEL now, and you can get any of our popular quick construction structures, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building, fast and easy. Call 877-25-STEEL. That's 877-257-8335. 877-25-STEEL.
Broadcasting from the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios. This is WSGW.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. And back to our phones. Paul is in Saginaw. Paul, good morning.
Good morning, Art, and congrats.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I was reading in my church newspaper a few issues ago where there's been complaints against Attorney General Merrick Garland for not investigating over 90 incidents of vandalism to out-of-wedlock pregnancy centers run by churches and nonprofits. And if those
what kind of
Planned Parenthood centers,
what kind of complaint?
It was a hate crime, vandalism.
Oh, vandalism. All right,
against,
yeah, you didn't say that. Okay.
It's a hate vandalism. It's a hate crime.
Right.
And if that was done to a Planned Parenthood center, I guarantee you he would investigate it as a hate crime.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's
not my favorite person.
Me either. And as far as your previous caller, he never once mentioned that Hillary Clinton was never arrested, prosecuted for lying about her emails to the FBI. But Martha Stewart was arrested, prosecuted, and jailed for lying to the FBI. But he never mentioned any of that.
Yeah.
So, there's always two sides to a story, as you would always say.
All right. Good enough, Paul. Appreciate it.
All right.
Have a good one, buddy.
Okay.
And let's talk to Joe in Bay City before we take a break here. Joe, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you doing today?
Oh, we're doing well, thank you.
Well, I'm kind of in the dumper a little bit. My golf game is in the dumper, so I'm in the dumper.
Oh, you're not alone. You are not alone, my friend. You know what? I can't wait to get out on the golf course next week. I just had cataract surgery on both eyes. I can now see the ball again. Now I can find out where I'm really hitting it.
Well, you might.
I might wish I had the cataracts again.
Anyway, two things I want to run past you real quick. One is our candidate for governor, Tudor.
Yep.
And, she doesn't have much of a chance. I mean, no candidate usually does on an incumbent governor here in Michigan for a long time. But any chance she has is going to be burned to the ground if she doesn't do something about these ads about her and abortion. And,
well, there's nothing she can do.
I respect her position. I don't agree with that. I think there should be exemptions, but
I do
she
too.
needs to have an ad out there right now and stating her position and live by what she believes, and then put the position of the liberals on there and show a 9-month baby being aborted just before birth and say, okay, now which one is the worst?
Here's the thing. They're already attacking Whitmer. Whitmer's attacking her, and they're going to keep attacking each other. You might as well get used to it. And even if she came out and restated her position, if it was different than what the Democrats are saying, they're still going to say it. It's an emotional issue, and they're playing to the emotion. That's the nature of the beast. And the reality is, it's going to get worse before it gets better. You might as well hang on. I mean, we sat last night, my wife and I, watching. It was probably during the news hours, 6, 7 o'clock at night. One campaign ad after another, and here we are, still 3 months out, between Kildee and Young and Whitmer and Tudor. They're going to go at each other incessantly. You might as well get used to it. And to the point where I don't think it's not going to mean a lot after a while, because we're going to get so tired of it, we're going to disregard it.
Well, the thing is, could chew her up and spit her out, I think, if she wanted to. And Tudor's got to be tough. I mean, if she's got to get dirty, she's got to get dirty. That's the name of the game. But if she doesn't, she's a good.
All right, what's the other one, real quick?
Okay, the other one is our great new bill that's going to be passed here for saving the planet and our country, and inflation, and all that. And long story short, what I see, if this goes through, which it will. And I see, here's the future I see real quick. I see the United States having more high costs for energy, more brownouts, and China and India and the rest of the world are building coal.
Yep.
And their economies are going wonderful, and we're sitting here in brownout.
I'm not going to disagree with you. All right, my friend.
That's the way it's heading.
We'll talk more about it. Appreciate it. Thanks. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Mary, hang on. Mary, we'll get to you next.
Fast Eddie's Car Wash and Oil Change Centers should be your one-stop shop for all your vehicle's needs. We provide outstanding service when it comes to keeping your vehicle clean and running at its best. We're now offering the latest in car wash engineering with its state-of-the-art technology. Twice the foam, twice the wax, twice the results. You won't be disappointed with the show. And to make it easy and affordable for you, we offer the Ultimate Car Wash membership starting as low as $22.95 a month. You can wash your vehicle of our 16 locations. And while you're there, stop in and get a full service oil change and 21-point inspection. You can't beat that value, convenience, and quality that Fast Eddie's offers. So whether you're treating yourself or your vehicle, or giving a gift or gesture to a friend or loved one, flowers, overrated. Dinner, short-lived. Vacation, a little pricey. Give the gift you'll be reminded of daily every time you step in that vehicle. Fast Eddie's Ultimate Car Wash membership. Believe me, it will be appreciated. Fast Eddie's, your one-stop shop for all your vehicle's needs.
Want to pay less for gas? Stop at any one of your local 26 Forward Shell convenience stores, where you cents a gallon on every fill-up with Shell Fuel Rewards. Earn even more cents off when you make purchases in-store on some of your favorite snacks and drinks. Stack the savings, and you can regularly save 10, 20, 30 cents or more off each gallon of gas. That's Fuel Rewards and your area Forward Shell convenience stores. And remember, when you want to pay less at the pump, go forward.
Hello, this is Joe Cordell. Divorce touches all areas of your life. Family, friends, career, retirement. Few things in life affect so much. At Cordell & Cordell, we have a lot of experience protecting these interests for clients across America. In the process, we've come to know our clients pretty well. If you're a guy, chief concern, if you have kids, is to preserve your role in their lives. As to assets, you probably prefer tax-deferred savings over cash, and you likely would rather give up an asset than to pay maintenance. Also, lest you think we didn't notice, you want to pay as little to divorce lawyers as possible. Look, Cordell & Cordell can be successful only if our clients walk away feeling good about us. That means they feel not only that the result was the best possible in the circumstances, but also that their attorney fees were both reasonable and affordable. If this seems right to you, then let us be the partner that you count on.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices at CordellCordell.com.
The economy is heading for a total disaster. The Fed must choose between a stock market and housing market crash or hyperinflation. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to diversify your retirement savings into physical gold today. To help you get started, my friends at Birch Gold have created a free information kit on gold IRAs. To get your free copy, just text Safeguard to 989898. There's no obligation or purchase required. Again, that's Safeguard to 989898.
Hey, y'all, this is your girl, Cheryl Underwood, and I want to tell you something. My digestive system used to make me feel sluggish, but those days are over now. As I increased my fiber intake with the Metamucil 2-week challenge, and I'm still hooked. I just took Metamucil every day for 14 days, and it's really that easy. Metamucil traps and removes the waste that weighs you down, so you feel lighter and more energetic. Now, I never want to go back to that heavy feeling. Are you ready for the Metamucil 2-week challenge for a coupon and daily support? Sign up at Metamucil.com today.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the Blossom Spa and Boutique. You can get body contouring treatments for eliminating cellulite for only $275. Or you can get one cycle of cool sculpting for only $375. One spa facial for only $35. All of those deals are half off. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
WSGW invites you to Friday Night Live on August 12th. WSGW and Ascension St. Mary's are your sponsors for Riverfront Blues Fest featuring Larry McRae and Cherie Williams. Friday Night Live is free, 5:30 till 9 in Morley Plaza, downtown Saginaw. Also sponsored by Team One Credit Union, Michigan Arts and Culture Council, WNEM TV5, and Positive Results, downtown Saginaw. WSGW.com.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Mary is in Thomas Township. Thanks for waiting. Mary, good morning to you.
Good morning. I wanted to just express some thoughts that I've had for quite a while. I think that our government is all screwed up. We have, politicians that are basing their votes more on party than is what's good for the country.
Amen.
We have legislators like investigators and justices and stuff that they have legal ability to, but that's not their purpose. We have a Supreme Court that is making the laws rather than just interpreting the laws. We have presidents that are acting like kings with all their executive orders. I mean, this is nuts. So I think that on 4th of July, when everybody reads the Declaration of Independence, it says we have the right to alter and abolish. And I think maybe it's time that we overhaul our whole government.
How are you going to do that?
So then I'm thinking we better come up with a better system.
Well, but how are you going to do it? That's my question. How do you do that?
Well, how do you get it through? But I have some ideas.
Well,
I think we need.
Here's my a third political party would be nice. I've said for decades we ought to have a party called the Common Sense Party, and and go from there. And there's a party out there called the Forward Party, which theoretically they say is common sense because they're coming to it from the middle and both sides sit down. Whether they'll get anywhere or not, who knows? I think what we need to do Let's go back to what the founding fathers wrote in terms of the Constitution and start following it.
Right.
So that's, to me, we have a great basis for a wonderful nation, and it survived because of it. And it will survive this because of it. But, you know, you go through times when, depending which side of the aisle you're on, you see things going against you, and you shake your head and say, oh, we're getting away from the principles of government. Well, are we, or is that just a matter of he who has power wins, which is what's happening?
It's happening on both. It's happening on both.
And it
sides
happens
of the
on both
aisle.
sides. Exactly. That's very, very true. I will not deny that. And I'm not smart enough to have the answer. I'm not smart enough to figure it out.
Well, I'm not quite sure how we could make it happen, but I think we'd like to get rid of political parties altogether and
Right.
have people just run on their own abilities.
Can't do that, because what happens is they will nest together as they always have. That's how political parties get started. I think an alternative is to find another political party that comes along and beats the others at their own game. It's been attempted before. Probably the person that came the closest was Ross Perot, but then he shot himself in the foot. But you know, I think what's going to happen is the public is going to get so fed up that eventually there will be room for a third party to come along and make an impact, and that will be the beginning. So
I'd also like to see them outlaw the addition of items to a bill that has nothing to do with the bill itself.
yeah, well, good luck with that one.
Yeah, really.
Good luck. All right, Mary. I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good one, dear. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Last caller will be Ann in Saginaw. Ann, good morning to you, and thanks for waiting.
Well, I don't have enough time, but
Well, yeah, you do. You got, let me see here, a couple of minutes.
Yeah, okay, we'll have to see how far they take this with Trump, because I'll tell you what, it's going to end up in a civil war if they're not careful, because we've got one of the most corrupt presidents in power right now in history. And then we had Hillary Clinton, which tried to get to be a president. She had documents from the U.S. State Department on a pornographic computer with a guy that ended up, you know, paying time for that. She lied to the FBI and proudly admitted it, and she destroyed.
Yep. It's the imbalance.
Computers.
Yep. I hear you. And that's what I'd ask Garland. I'd say, why wasn't she prosecuted?
Yeah,
you know?
well, asking Garland, you might as well talk to the wall, because you're not going to get a straight answer.
He's a political
anyway.
animal.
And
you know?
I also want to chastise you for constantly interrupting Scott. Scott, is the intro to your program is to call and give your opinion. He's giving his opinion, and nowhere do I think that he's knocking individual agents. The essence of what he is saying is true.
You have to listen to the way he says it.
What he is saying is true.
The essence may be, but it's the way he says it. And that's
what he says.
That's the end of
right.
that. All right,
Yeah, and that's ridiculous.
All right,
because
Ann, got to
the
run.
FBI
Got to
is-
run, Ann. Sorry, I'm out of time. I can't help that.
Catch your fortune at Saginaw Eagles Landing. Fishing for a Fortune is your chance to win up to $100,000 every Friday and Saturday in August, with hourly drawings from 11 a.m. till 10 p.m. So come reel in good times and serious winnings. It's Fishing for a Fortune, only at Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit Saginaw-EaglesLanding.com for complete rules and details.
Talk, she'd say a lot. You'd know what she's thinking and what makes her happy. But unfortunately, baby can't talk or remind you you're the one taking her to daycare today. And she won't speak up if you drive straight to work like any other day and never think to look in the backseat. Every year, dozens of kids die from heat stroke in cars. No one is perfect, so set a reminder and always look before you lock. Where's baby? Paid for by NHTSA.
Hey guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now is the perfect time. Call today and blue or little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? Call 800-915-8288 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. Been thinking about trying Viagra or Cialis? Call U.S. Pharmacy, 800-915-8288 for as little as only $119 for 90 pills. Need your package in a hurry? Call 800-915-8288 and ask about our express shipping option, and we'll rush your order to you as soon as possible. Save money on the little blue or yellow pill U.S. Pharmacy right now. 800-915-8288. That's 800-915-8288.
That'll do it for the Art Lewis Show today. I'll be back with you on Thursday, and we'll have Focus for you next hour. We'll focus on Rocket Grab Plus.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by General Steel.
I'm Steve Kathan. The FBI's search of former President Trump's Florida estate is the latest twist in the investigation. He left Washington. CBS's Catherine Herridge says the action is believed linked to whether he took classified material to Mar-a-Lago.
Former prosecutors and former FBI agents we spoke to said the FBI and the Justice Department would have to have a high level of confidence that what they were looking for was at the former president's Florida residence. And they said to us it would require sign-off not only by the courts, but very senior people would have visibility, at the very least, within the FBI as well as the Justice Department here in Washington.
Republicans who backed Trump accused Democrats of playing politics with the Justice Department and FBI. South Carolina Senator Tim Scott on CBS Mornings.
And there's been for this raid about whether or not the FBI is doing their job apolitical. And we don't know the answer to that question yet.
At the White House, President Biden this morning signing the bill that's aimed at boosting computer chip making in the U.S.
Today is a day for builders. Today, America is delivering.
The Pentagon is sending $1 billion of additional military aid to Ukraine. CBS's Charlie D'Agata reports on the situation in the city of Mykolaiv.
We spoke with Major General Dmytro Marchenko in the rubble of the government headquarters. The general told us that for every 100 shells the Russians fire at this can respond with only 10. General Marchenko gave us a long list of weapons being unleashed on the city. And they're using cluster bombs here too? The general credited American-supplied HIMARS for striking weapons depots and severing supply lines far behind Russian front lines.
At least 9 people are dead after 18 inches of rain triggered flooding in and around Seoul, South Korea. Homes and businesses have been flooded, cars abandoned on washed-out streets. Relief organizations here at home are making their mark in the eastern Kentucky flood zone, as we hear from CBS's Jim Krasula.
The Salvation Army has served to eastern Kentucky flood victims. The organization has also been handing out hygiene kits and cleaning supplies. Salvation Army Major Katie Chase.
It's always a blessing to be able to come and serve our fellow neighbors.
At least 37 people died in the flood nearly 2 weeks ago. 2 women remain missing, a 60-year-old and a 29-year-old.
Kia is recalling nearly 260,000 older Optima sedans because a ceiling plate become loose if the airbag inflates. Wall Street Dow's up down 105. This is CBS News.
If you're a business owner renting or leasing, you can save a ton of money and own a General Steel. Just call 877-25-STEEL and get a quote today.
The kids are heading back to school, and your child's eye care is a vital part of performing well in the classroom. So getting a head start at the beginning of the year is very important. At Associates in Eye Care, they are not just giving your child glasses. They examine the entire visual and ocular system to detect, treat, and prevent visual disorders and ocular diseases. To make an appointment with Dr. Cox, Dr. Kazmarek, or Dr. Engel at their Saginaw or Hemlock locations, call 792-8686. Associates in Eye Care, caring for our patients as we would want to be treated.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought. I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live class.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Babbel. Évidemment. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Mostly cloudy skies and 68 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. A man and a woman were both injured in a Shiawassee County crash yesterday. The crash occurred at the intersection of South Durand and Lennon Roads around 6:45 a.m. Police say a 30-year-old Corunna man was heading Chevy Silverado when his vehicle was struck by a Consumers Energy truck heading east on Lennon, driven by a 55-year-old Corunna woman. The woman had failed to stop at the stop sign, according to police. The Consumers Energy truck flipped onto its side, though the woman was able to escape the wreckage with only minor injuries. The man was trapped inside his vehicle and was freed by first responders. Both were taken to a local hospital, with the man suffering serious injuries. Police continue to investigate the crash. A party advertised on TikTok in Tuscola County led to the arrest of 3 men on gun charges Saturday. The party began Friday night and was promoted on the social media site as named after a teen comedy film. The promotion was seen by more than 100,000 people, according to police, with between 500 to 1,000 attending. Police were sent to the area in Wells Township, east of Carroll, after receiving noise complaints. Around 1:25 a.m., police stopped a vehicle doing donuts at a gravel road intersection. The vehicle had 7 people in it, 3 of them with loaded handguns. The men were ages 18 and 19 and were arrested for having concealed weapons without a permit. A technology upgrade at Midland's MCTV network today will make local programming unavailable for viewers on all devices until about 2 o'clock. During the upgrade, there will be service interruptions to regularly scheduled programming available on MCTV network cable channels, streaming devices, the Cablecast Community Media mobile app, and MCTV's website during this time. Broadcast and video on demand should resume as normal once the upgrade has been completed. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a RoofMax shingled. Get more life for less money, guaranteed with RoofMax. Science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751. Want to pay less for gas? Stop at any one of your local 26 Forward Shell convenience stores, where you'll save at least 5 cents a gallon on every fill-up with Shell Fuel Rewards. Earn even more cents off when you make purchases in-store on some of your favorite snacks and drinks. Stack the savings, and you can regularly save 10, 20, 30 cents or more off each gallon of gas. That's Fuel Rewards and your area Forward Shell convenience stores. And remember, when you want, go forward.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. The summer is over for high school athletes who play football, soccer, and volleyball, run cross country, and swim. Monday was the first day fall sports teams can begin formal practices. The Michigan High School Athletic Association is reminding coaches that the first days of formal practices in hot weather should be focused on getting players acclimated to the heat instead of conditioning for the athletes. Some schools have set up practices later in the day in hopes that it's a little cooler. And as the fall sports season is set to begin in our area, high school officials are referees for those upcoming games. The question is why. According to Devin, a Michigan-based ref for a number of sports, he says the top reason for shortages is easy to identify.
Frequently the number one reason, whether it's outbursts from parents or coaches, players, overall poor behavior, poor attitude, disrespect towards them individually, as what we deem as personal attacks, have really turned a lot of the younger generation away from this profession, which is a shame. But I think what's expediting that stigma more is that social media has played a very viral role, unfortunately, mostly just the negative aspects of that.
As for solutions, Devin believes tougher rules, including suspensions, would go a long way to stopping the abuse. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has been subpoenaed to testify as a result of her efforts to block enforcement of Michigan's 1931 law banning abortion. After filing her legal challenge back in April, as the U.S. Supreme Court prepared to overturn Roe versus Wade, Governor Whitmer now finds herself on the witness list in Oakland County Circuit Court. Attorney David Coleman, who represents prosecutors Jared Jazinka of Jackson County and Chris Becker of Kent County, says the governor should be compelled to take the stand as part of her legal. WSGW News Time 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Partial sunshine develops here for today. We'll see high into the mid-70s. Northeast winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for tonight, mostly clear skies with a low around 56. Wednesday, sunshine, high of 80. And by Thursday, plenty of blue skies and sun with a high of 79. Friday, sunshine, high of 79 degrees. Then by Saturday, mostly sunny, a high of 83. Sunday, a slight chance for some rain showers here. Cloudy sky conditions, high of 79 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 67.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 190 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And good morning. Welcome to another edition of Focus on WSGW, brought to you by RoofMax, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at getroofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. 989-859-6751. That's RoofMax. And we'll talk to Ben on Friday, I think. Was that last week? I don't remember now. But anyway, RoofMax, a great company, and give them a call. It's RocketGrabPlus.com time. We'll focus on Rocket Grab Plus. For those of you that are not familiar, I will familiarize you. Rocket Grab Plus is the place you go to save at least 50% on the deals that we have for you. They change weekly, sometimes more frequently. And to find out about it, all you have to do is sign up at RocketGrabPlus.com. It costs you nothing to sign up. All you need is your basic information, your email address to be contacted. Every week you'll get notices of the deals. You decide whether you want to buy them or not. But you save 50%, at least 50% on the deals, and you'll be the first to know if you sign up for it because you'll get the emails. So let us give you an example, and it is a wide-ranging example, all kinds of things on Rocket Grab Plus. So let us start with this one, Cool Sculpting. You will pay $375, that is half price, for one cycle of Cool Sculpting at Blossom Spa and Boutique. This is a $750 $50 value for $375. Again, that's one cycle of cool sculpting. And, you know, it's a fabulous process that helps you to look your best. And this certificate is good until August 4th of 2023. So you don't have to use it right away. And again, it's half price. Here's another one from Blossom. It's One Spa Facial at Blossom Spa, originally $70. Again, half price, $35 for the facial. Now let's move on to some fun and entertainment here. The Bearded Axe Party Room Rental. This is for an adult party room for 3 hours. It includes the party room for 3 hours and 2 hours of axe throwing for up to 20 people. It's a $700 package for $350. What a great way to have a party. Bearded Axe Party Room Adult Package, great for bachelorette parties, company outings, team building, a night with friends. Again, you save half price. It's a $700 value, $350, and axe throwing has become a major sport. A major sport. From Style Encore, here is a $40 gift certificate for $20 to Style Encore. They buy and sell gently used women's casual and business clothing, name brands, many of them elite upscale brands, shoes, handbags, accessories. They have all the hottest name brands, up to 90% less than regular retail. A $40 certificate for only $20 at Style Encore. For those of you that are interested in getting a CPL, a concealed pistol license, our friends at Applied Training Solutions have a $150 CPL class, which you need to get a CPL, for $75, half price. This includes all of your class time, a couple hours of simulator time, and some live fire time on a range. All of that necessary in order to qualify to apply for a CPL. Save half price. It's $150. It's almost $150 everywhere to get a CPL license class. Here you get it for $75 at Applied Training Solutions in the Midland Mall. How about a $30 gift certificate for Vino Wine Warehouse, their summer festival, for only $15. The Vino Wine Warehouse up on Midland Street in Bay City. Again, $30 certificate, $15. So there you go, just some of the savings. We've got a lot more to tell you about, and we will do that when we return. First, I want to ask you how you slept last night. Today's workers are asked to do more for less, so when you go to bed, you spend a third of your life. You really need quality sleep, and you can get it with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, you can visit all the so-called sleep stores, or you can rest assured the mattress you're using is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Your dollars are spent and they stay right here in our local economy. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but don't be fooled. You can still get a quality good night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress. And by the way, they feature a 1-hour delivery window of your mattress to your home. You don't have to wait around. And if you have an RV or a boat, Sanitary Mattress will custom make a mattress for you to your exact size. Visit the Sanitary Mattress Factory and Showroom, serving this area since 1935. Set your GPS to 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Visit them on the web at sanitarymattress.com or call them at 989-753-1755. 888-557 Sanitary Mattress.
Service. It's hard to find these days. Well, the folks at M&R Garage Door have built their business on it. In fact, it's fair to say that service is their specialty. M&R Garage Door has earned the right to say that by taking care of their customers in the Tri-Cities for over 50 years. M&R can professionally repair any brand and size garage door opener or garage door, including all residential and industrial. M&R at 894-0971 for all of your garage door and opener needs. Remember, M&R Garage Door. Service is their specialty.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Summer is here, the perfect time to save some money. Why would you pay full price when you know that you can save at RocketGrabPlus.com? You can check out all of our deals going on right now from Tri-City Motor Speedway, One Up Games and Repairs, JB's Market in Munger, Norrie's of Auburn, Daylight Outfitters, and more. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Ready FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
The WSW online poll is about Supreme Court term limits. Democrats have introduced bills to enact term limits for Supreme Court justices. Every president would nominate a justice every 2 years in their first and third terms. The current justice would move to senior status to allow new justices to be seated. So it would just be an ongoing rotation. The poll from the Associated Press and NORC found 82% of Democrats, 50% support some type of term limits for justices.
A majority.
Our poll question is this. What do you think about term limits for United States Supreme Court justices? Do you disagree with any term limits at all? Do you agree with the Democrat plan? Do you agree with term limits, but maybe not this particular plan? Here's my answer. I would agree to Supreme Court term limits if Congress agreed to term limits for themselves.
Score one for Charlie.
And we also throw in, I'm not sure. Head to WSGW.com, scroll down the homepage, find the online poll box, and cast your vote that way.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 till 9 on WSGW. This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on Focus as we focus on Rocket Grab Plus today. Next item up, we have we mentioned this one, the Vino Wine Warehouse $30 certificate for $15. Here is a shampoo, cut, and deep condition at Salon Blue in Mount Pleasant. And it's normally an $80 value. You get it for $40. Shampoo, cut, and deep condition. It's a full service salon, spa, and boutique in Mount Pleasant. Salon Blue, half price for only $40. Have you heard about the Aerial Park in Frankenmuth? We've talked about this quite a bit. Well, here is an adventure at the Aerial Park for one person, a 2-hour session. It's a $42 value, but it's yours for only $21. And the Aerial Park wants to welcome you to the trees. Depending on the climber and the trails chosen, you can generally complete 2 to 4 trails during this 2-hour climbing session. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, this includes admission for one to the Aerial Park, 2-hour weekday or weekend session. Friday through Sunday is the weekend. And you can go to their website to learn more details on when they open for the season. Again, a $42 value. But no, only $21. We mentioned axe throwing before, and we want to talk about that again because we have another one for you. This is 1 hour of axe throwing for a group of 4 people, 10 years old and up, or 1 hour for a group of 4 for video archery. At Daylight Outfitter in Midland, it's an $80 value, $40. So only $10 a piece to do all of that. With this deal, you get 1 hour of axe throwing for the group of 4 or 1 hour for a group of 4 for video archery. Daylight Outfitter, a local archery pro shop and axe throwing venue. Daylight Outfitters opened its doors in September of 2020. As a small shop, they're constantly trying to get a more diversified product line, and they have a knowledgeable staff. And with the products they carry and sell, special emphasis on customer service. So come on out. 1 hour of axe throwing for a group of 4, 10 years old and up, or 1 hour group of 4 for video archery. Daylight Outfitters in Midland. It's an $80 value, but it's yours for only $40. We mentioned Applied Training Solutions before in Midland. Well, here is a 4-person private 60-minute firearm virtual training event in the Midland Mall at their studio where they have their virtual screens. It's a $100 value. It's yours for $50. You heard it right. $50. Applied Training Solutions. Great folks. We were out there visiting them a while back. And finally, here is a party of 4, including 2 adults and 2 youth, for a tie-dye session at Uplift Creative Center in Midland or Bay City. It's a $100 value, but you're not paying that. You're going to pay $50. And this is for a party of 4, including 2 adults, 2 youth, for a tie-dyeing session at Uplift Creative Center in Midland or Bay City. Again, a $100 value, but it's only yours for $50. That's it. If you haven't signed up, do so. RocketGrabPlus.com is the place to go. Sign up, get the notifications, and then you decide what you'd like to buy. We'll be back to close out right after these notes here on WSGW.
Farming is more than a livelihood. It's a legacy. Simplot was founded by a hard over 90 years ago, and we've been growing America's farms for generations.